Hi, fire signs. Welcome to Earth Wisdom Fire Tarot. This is going to be a love reading. I'm going to look at a relationship between you and another person. So this could be romantic. This could also be another kind of love relationship. Could be for soulmates, twin flames, whatever resonates for you. Just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I do have a lot of readings on sale right now. I'm not going to be doing live tarot readings for a little while. I have a lot going on. I won't be able to do readings like that, but I will be doing recorded readings. You can find all that information out on my website. I'm also doing healing sessions, which I will be elaborating on very, very soon. So let's look at the situation. Way too many cards. Way too many cards. Okay, so bottom of the deck is the Strength card right now. So I definitely feel like you have a really, really strong bond with this person. But there has been some sort of rift here. There could have been some kind of interference that kind of broke you apart, because I'm looking at the Six of Cups and I'm just feeling like the closeness that you used to have with this person and the rapport and like the intimacy. So something about that has been, like, the word that's coming to mind is shattered. Like there's been, maybe it was like an illusion of you feeling really close to this person, or no, the illusion was that you thought because you were so close that this wasn't that there wasn't a possibility of this breaking apart. I think that you thought this was forever because of that intimacy and that closeness. And I do feel like this rift or this interference is temporary. It's not like a permanent thing. With this Nine of Wands, I feel like your main job right now is to evaluate what you've learned from this situation, what you've learned from what broke you apart, or what sort of made you feel so distant from this person. And then you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse as well, which makes me feel like if you've been waiting for something to shift, some kind of reconciliation, I don't feel like this is resolving like super soon from now. There is still some quiet time, some introspection needed. But the main thing is that both of you have to work on yourselves. That's the main message that I'm getting. So let's look at your energy specifically. Okay. Yeah, so we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. This has been very hard on you emotionally to like really move on from this. And I feel like you might have been putting a lot of pressure on yourself actually to move on from this prematurely. It's not that you have to move on from it, it's that you're being asked to evolve. You're being asked to grow and learn from this. You have the Queen of Swords, which could be you realizing that you had an issue here with boundaries. Because like I felt like I said, you had a very strong bond. You're very close, and now you have all this distance. And the opportunity that you have right now is to really evaluate your boundaries, and if you compromise on them, or didn't have them at all in any kind of healthy way with this person in this situation, and just kind of figure out if that's going to suit you going forward. Because the truth is that you're not going to be able to come back together with this person in a healthy way until you've learned all of that, until you've like really fully explored that. And then you have the World, which means that if you've been going through cycles with this person, if you've been kind of going around in circles and wondering when it's ever going to end, I do feel like you are evolving and you are graduating past needing difficult lessons like this, specifically with this person or anyone else. But you have to be willing to like really turn your back this time on the past and to really get some space, to get some perspective, to see things with fresh eyes. Because this opportunity that you have here is to break free, to go from the World to being completely baggageless, completely light and airy, and be able to have fun and take risks and try new things. Especially if you have like a lot of history with this person, I just feel like um, it was holding you back or bogging you down in some way. Um, and with the Ten of Pentacles, you have this opportunity as well to build something really solid and lasting for yourself. The time and energy that it took was really exhausting you. Like this was really, really draining your energy, whether you were aware of it or not. It was just making you feel really exhausted. And I don't think that you're fully at that place where you're feeling the freedom and the clarity, but I think that it's coming. And that's where you're at now, is trying to understand how you got to where you are now. So let me leave that there. Let's look at the person that you're dealing with, your love. Okay. So we have the King of Pentacles. So I feel like this person is very serious about you, and they are actually serious about the work that they're doing on themselves. I think that in the past they've had a lot of issues with money and stability and feeling like they can like provide and be somebody that the people that they love can depend on, like you can depend on. So they really do love you. And with the Lover's card, I feel like they're also saying that um, they're needing the space in order to really see themselves clearly and see you clearly, because when you were super 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 close and all up in each other's energy all the time, it was really really hard to distinguish who was who. There was like a lack of individuality, and there's almost like this distraction. Yeah, there's this distraction from your actual mission on a soul level. And I feel like you share a mission and in some way, and you feel like you're headed on the same path and in the same direction. Um, I do feel like this person though is being really hard on themselves. They have the Queen of Pentacles, and I feel like they're not taking good care of themselves. Um, they're really, really hyper focused on money and stability, and trying to be this rock that they haven't been able to be before. They're really trying to like follow through on promises. And I think that might be also why, if you're not communicating with this person much right now, they're wary of making any kind of promises that they can't keep. So they may not be saying much at all. They may just be keeping really quiet because they don't want to mess up. They don't want to mess this thing up that they have with you, and they don't want to make any kind of decisions that they can't go back on. I do feel this sense of anxiety with this person, this fear of doing the wrong thing, making the wrong move, and it's kind of like it's like they're paralyzed because of that. They can't really do anything except what is coming easy to them right now, which is just like focusing on um, focusing on the responsibilities that need to be taken care of. If they can just do that, then the other things they feel like will fall into place. But they are neglecting some things they need to take care of emotionally. But we'll see that very very soon, I'm pretty sure. So I'm about to pull some cards for your connection, where it's headed. So the bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups in reverse. So just like I was feeling, like there's some blocked emotions here. And I also feel like there's um, this sweetness and this compassion that you used to have for each other that's kind of been lost in this whole process. Um, and I feel like both of you also are maybe struggling a bit because you were using each other as each other's like only support system. So like the closeness that you had, it was basically verging on codependency. Instead of you being able to like really support each other, it was like you needed each other. And it prevented you from being fully independent and fully being able to take care of your own emotional and spiritual needs. So that's really interesting. I feel like in terms of where things are headed for you two, like it's it's a lot of it's a lot of not interference, what's the word, resistance. There's a lot of resistance here. There's a lot of resistance to the truth of what you mean to each other and what you're meant to create with each other. I also feel there's a really big decision that both of you are avoiding making in this relationship. Um, and for whatever reason, it doesn't feel like it's fully in alignment for you to like be in each other's space right now. However, the spiritual connection is still very much there, and feeling each other's energy is probably very there. But in terms of like actually communicating, there's still some silence here. You have the Princess of Swords, and I think that you just need to continue to kind of give each other space and not um, try to dig too deep or ask too many difficult questions about what is going on here to each other. I think that you need to kind of process all of that internally for yourselves. Um, you have the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is about not giving in to fear and not um, holding on too tight for fear of loss, because I'm feeling um, this sense of almost like holding your breath or like holding on very, very, very tightly to a specific idea or a specific way that you saw this relationship or where things were headed with you. So definitely feeling like a lot of anxiety in the heart area. And then there's like some mental things going on here as well with the Eight of Swords. So don't overthink this. Don't get into a trap of feeling like you have to fix this person or do a whole bunch of things to be worthy of this person or to progress, because I do feel like what you're meant to be doing on your own path has very little to do with how this person is fitting into your life, how they're talking to you, how they're treating you. There's this freedom available to you, and the other person has to kind of catch up to that and be on that level. If you're not going to get to that place of balance, there may need to be a very, very honest conversation about that. And the Justice card, I think, is good because it means that all the things that are happening with the space that you're taking from each other right now is for the purpose of bringing you into balance and bringing you to a place where you're on the same page, because that's really what was missing before, I think, and that's why you needed that space apart. It was like too claustrophobic, it was too codependent, it was too intense, and now you've had that space to kind of like breathe and let things evolve the way they're supposed to. And for you, it's like you're experiencing an intense evolution. You're experiencing a leap in consciousness, and this other person is kind of resisting that. So that's something you need to be aware of as well. I'm going to clarify a bit this deck. Okay. Yeah, so we have the Nine of Pentacles. So like the key thing here is that both of you are really needing to find this independence from each other, but also from the kinds of concepts or ideas that you relied on too much to get by. A lot of that wasn't really serving you. So you did have to go into the separation here, which these cards are just basically confirming that you're in separation, but you definitely still very much love each other. You care about each other. You just don't know what to do with all those feelings because it wasn't working in terms of like the way your relationship was structured before. So with the 8 of Wands, I do feel like you have to pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that you're getting, the messages that you're getting from your high self, and don't ignore those, because I do feel a sense of denial or just kind of pushing the truth away and trying to make your own truth out of whatever it is you're trying to make yourself feel in the situation. But you can't control your emotions. You can't make yourself feel anything other than what you like authentically feel. So that's really important. Okay. So there's definitely been some suppression here of some deep heartbreak and betrayal. And I don't think that this is in the context of your relationship, but it's been this like deeply buried subconscious fear that this is going to turn into that. And I feel like there's this deep seated fear that because you have this space apart from each other and you're, not speaking the way that you used to, that it means that it's headed in this place where it's completely over and there's no salvaging it. But that's not really true. You are going to need some patience here, and you are going to need to, be generous. You have the Six of Pentacles, yeah, six of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And I do feel like you need to be generous with your wisdom and your understanding of what's happening on a spiritual level, because the person that you're dealing with doesn't seem to understand it on that same level, or at least they're trying to block it out. They're really trying to like throw themselves into work. They're like working themselves too hard. They're not resting. They're not taking care of themselves. They're not taking care of their health, and they really need to. So that's very, very important that you relay that whenever you do get a chance to communicate with this person. You can even communicate that telepathically if you don't feel comfortable like reaching out to them, if there's somebody that you're around but you're not communicating the way that you used to. Because like I feel like for some of you, like you're totally not talking to this person, but others of you, it's like you're just not talking as much, or you're not as close as you used to be. So just use that message however it resonates for you. And then about like the communication and trying to like encourage this person and inspire them, really, I think that's really the key thing, is that lecturing at this person isn't really going to help, but inspiring them through example, by taking care of yourself is really going to help. But yeah, you're definitely coming to an end of a cycle here that was very exhausting, very intense, and yeah, it's coming to a close. So I feel like we don't really need to, yeah, clarify much. So a lot of the same cards are coming out. All right. Yep. So bottom of the deck is spiritual connection. This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. And that's really what I feel like this 10 of Swords was. It feels like it's past lifetime stuff, which I will be talking more about, because the healing sessions that I'm going to be doing, we're using the Akashic records. So a lot of past life stuff comes up in those sessions. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, so I was really feeling this energy very, very strongly, that this 10 of Swords energy is fear that's coming up from a past lifetime. So you definitely have a very strong like soulmate or twin flame type connection here. And then you have take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. So it's interesting because I feel like there's this fear that the love that you have for this person will disappear, or that it's not enough to like bring you together or to keep you together. But you are going to be able to take a risk and be free in the way that you love, because love really is freedom. And there is probably some programming that you need to let go of on like how relationships are supposed to look, or how when you love somebody this intensely or this deeply, like how it's supposed to look and how you're supposed to treat each other, like how you're supposed to be in each other's lives. You do need to become more flexible on that and take risks and evaluate what's actually going to be right for you, and not try to force yourself into a box that you're not going to fit into. Then you have like attracts like. If you're longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving and more giving, and you need to give that energy to yourself. But I also feel like for whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, like the evolution that you're going through, I do feel like it's an expansive energy, and it involves more people than just this person. So the more love that you're experiencing in your life in general, I think it will magnetize this person back into your life at a higher level of consciousness, one that really matches where you're headed. And then you have practice compassion, see things from a different perspective. So that's like almost word for word what I said earlier in this reading, and just felt like it was really, really important in this case, because I do feel like the contract that you have with this person, or like the agreement that you have, or like the dynamic that you have, it doesn't necessarily have to be a hard and fast contract. um it feels like you are a guide for this other person. Like you inspire them, they look up to you, they really, really take your advice and your suggestions seriously, and they really like, they love you, they want to be more like you. So if you can just have compassion for this person, understand that they're looking up to you in that way, I think that'll be easier for you to be more patient with this person, and to be more generous with your time and your energy, or your thoughts or your wisdom with this person. Aw. The energy of friendship supports our intrinsic desire for connection with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. So, this should be the foundation for this relationship. And if you got into it, in a romantic sense, or their family or something like that, I feel like you need to kind of go back to basics and treat this person the way you would a really like a new friend that you're very, very excited about. Because sometimes what we do is like, when we get like when we meet somebody and they're like a soulmate and we're just like super excited to be friends with them, we kind of like ignore all the people who have been there their whole lives and our whole lives, and we don't always treat them with the same level of attention, or like, reverence, or we don't listen as well. We make too many assumptions with people that we know too well. So I feel like in this connection that you have, it's like, even on like a lifetime type perspective, like the many, many lifetimes you probably spent with this person, you may be so familiar with them that you're kind of falling into that rhythm of just like expecting certain things from them, or um not giving them the benefit of the doubt and a fresh slate. So this friendship energy, I feel like what's happening here is that you're getting the opportunity to really nurture this relationship, feed positive energy into it, and um, you know, have a blank slate, have a fresh slate. I think I already said that. So if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helped. And if you're interested in getting a personal reading or a healing session, check out my website, earthwisdomfire.com. Love you. Bye.